Minute to Win It Parsha style is coming at you with Parshas Shelach. In this week's Parsha, we read the devastating account of the sin of the spies. 12 men, one from each one of the tribes, was chosen to go scout out the land of Israel and bring back a report to the Jewish people who were a little bit concerned about going. 10 of the spies came back with a scathing report, while only 2 of them came back with something positive to say. In the year 2021, we see that the slander of the land of Israel is still alive and well. But now we have the option of whether or not we accept it. Is Israel a perfect country? No. Are there things that could be improved within its society and government? Absolutely. But the fact that it's not perfect doesn't mean that it should be delegitimized, demonized, or held to a double standard that no other country on the face of the earth is held to. But unlike the Jewish people in the desert, we have more than just the spies' report to rely on. One of the things that the spies said when they came back from scouting the land of Israel was that they saw themselves as grasshoppers, and therefore they assumed that the Canaanites saw them as grasshoppers as well. We see here that the spies forgot who they really were. Members of the Jewish people, the nation that was handpicked by God, taken out of Egypt, led through the Reed Sea and the desert, and chosen to be given the land of Israel. They projected their own insecurities onto what the other people must have been thinking of them. And because of that, they lost their resolve. While I understand the biblical passages don't really hold up on the world stage right now, it's still important for us to remember who we are. We need to not accept the narrative that everybody else is handing us and not allow our insecurities to be projected out into the world. So do your research, know your history, understand this conflict in a much deeper way than it's presented in social media or the mainstream media at large. Of course, there are other voices and perspectives that need to be taken into account when it comes to this situation. But the voices of hate, the voices of the Jewish people have no right to the land of Israel, no right to exist at all, those are not voices that we need to allow into our consciousness. This week's Parsha teaches us not to accept the slander of the land of Israel and to remember who we are. The Jewish people, strong and proud. Don't ever forget it. Wishing everyone a beautiful Shabbos.